Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. My name is David and today I'm going to be making another prompt from the December Day by Day. The prompt I'm making today is make a tag. I love it. So let's switch camera so we can have a look what I'm going to be doing. I've got my journal here and I've started Let the Fun Begin, December 2, favorite colors, gifts. Then I've made this one off camera, which is me time. Love how this one turned out as well. This one I'm not going to do anything. This one is going to be December 5th. I'm not doing it now because I'm going to be working on this page. Now this is quite a specific image with the stars, etc., but I do love the colors. So I've got this idea in my head and let's just get started. So what I've got here is just a piece of plain copier paper, and I've got collage medium in vintage, and I've got a lot of these old book papers that I have ripped up in little pieces just like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this collage medium. I'm taking the vintage color because, well, I like it. I'm just going to put a thin layer of that on there, put that paper on, and again put a layer over that. And that's how I'm going to build up this paper, just mixing and matching different papers and different sizes, creating a collage. So just continue doing that, taking pieces and building up this background, overlapping, torn edges. I just love this. Now, of course, I have prepared this, putting that in water because otherwise I can throw the brush away. This one is, of course, was only just to show you, but I have prepared one. And what I've prepared is looking like this. So this is what you get when it's nice and dry. It's quite sturdy, so that's good. Now what I'm going to do, that's quite a tenacious job. With frayed burlap, I'm going to go around all these edges. And yeah, it's not that bad, it's not that much work. But I just want to accentuate these thingies, the ripped edges. And then what I'm doing is with my finger I'm smudging that out. Now because this is on top of the collage medium, you've got some time to smudge. It will dry eventually, but it will take some time. But what it's doing, it's just giving it a bit more contrast between these torn edges and the rest. Now what I'm doing, I've got a piece of baby wipe here. Now if I wet my finger with that, I can reactivate this crayon. But you see what it does? It gives it even more this vintagey old look. And I love frayed burlap for that because this is already very brown and from vintage, the vintage color collage medium. So this is just a bit different color, but I like it. So like that, I'm going to go all over my paper. That is already done. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to take my trimmer. I'm just going to trim these edges off. Or not square edges, straight edges, that is. Look, cool, right? Okay, now I've got to think, because what I want to do is I'm going to cut these into little squares. Now I'm just debating how big they should be, but I think I'm going to start with 1 inch by 1 inch, and I'm going to turn this around so I don't see what I do. So I'm just making strips of 1 inch, barely. Then what I will do is I will take these strips and make them into squares. Simple as that. Now of course I could have figured it out up front and made a base that was like 5 by 5 inches, but this idea came along in my head while I was making that collage, and yeah, that's how it goes, right? At least in my head, that's how it goes. Okay, now I've got all these little squares. Now again, this is quite a job that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my black soot and I'm going to etch all these tiles. So that's quite a job because there's a lot of tiles there, but it will pay off because it gives my project a lot of depth and dimension. And it's fun. At least I think it's fun. It's a fun way to create something. I'm also doing these little pieces that I've got left over because I might use them. You never know, so I'm just making sure that these have the same treatment as all the other tiles. So something like this will be the base of my tag, but I think this watercolor paper is way too plain. So I'm going to be playing with that. So I'm going to put these to the side. So I'm just going to use this spray to create a bit of a colored background where I can put my tiles on. So spritz that with water, let that run, making sure it's all covered. It's quite plain, one color, but I will play with that. I'm just going to dry that. Okay, now this is all nice and dry, and what I'm going to do first, just thought about that, is going to create the tag I want. So I'm just going to trim this down like that, and then have a look at my page. Got my page here to the side. Just going to trim this off and just measure every now and then. Yeah, a bit more of the side, because I'm going to create my own tag shape. Because, well, the prompt is create a tag. So I'm creating a tag. I know we've got hundreds of dies creating tags, but of course I want a specific, bit more of a chunky, bulky tag. So yeah. So what I'm doing next is I'm going to take my scissors and snip off a corner like that. Then I'm going to turn that around, put that snug in the corner here, and trim that off as well. And here I have got my chunky tag. So now I'm going to position all my tiles on there, and I'm going to use art glitter glue for that, just because, well, why not? Okay, so I'm just gonna put some art glitter glue and start in the middle, sort of. And that one here. I'm gonna leave little borders in between, a little, how do you call that, spaces in between, so that that darker color peeks through from the background that I've made. So I'm going to continue to build this up and just put some glue. I'm going to alter the distances a bit, like so. And then it looks like a tiled tag. I love that effect. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll continue doing this and I will show you the finished result when I'm done. Okay, so here's the tag completely covered in the tiles. And I'm going to trim that from the back to get rid of the overhanging stuff. But this has to dry because otherwise I'm afraid I will drop everything off. So I will just put that down and let the art glitter glue do its job. Now, this tag needs a background. So let me think about that because I don't have an idea yet. I've got this collage paper that I've made myself. I could actually, I think that could be fun. To create a border here at the bottom. Let me see. I actually like that. This could work, right? I mean, the majority will be covered up. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to etch the page because it's way too clean for me now. So I'm going to etch that. So I've got that torn edge there, and I will etch this as far as that allows me to etch it, because yeah, that's working. That is working as well. This is really thin paper. I might as well use the vintage. Why not? Why not? So I'm just gonna cover this bottom half with this vintage collage thingy. Just a very thin layer. And then I will put this on, lining it up here at the corner and press that. This is fun. Okay, so I've covered it all with the collage medium, and I'm just grunching up the edge here a bit by pushing that up a bit on itself. But I love that effect. So that is that part done. Then I'm gonna protect my other pages. Let me see, do I have another scrap? Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna splatter a bit of this vintage photo on there. Like so. I love splattering. And some white, because, well, it is a December day by day, so it could use some white splatters. So that needs to dry. Just gonna take this out, take this out. I think that background is coming together nicely. So while this is drying, I will just trim this. Just following along the line. Not the line, the edge of the tag. The line. Come on, David. And here's my tag. And that's going to be on top of this. And I think it's coming together really nicely. Love that. Okay, that is that. Let me get my crocodile. Actually, no, I want to use these big ones, because it's a big and chunky tag, right? So let's punch a hole in this side, that is. Put in this big eyelet. Turn this over and press. There. Love it. Love it. Now I'm going to use this sort of burlappy ribbon because I don't want a black ribbon on there. I'm going to make a thingy. Way too much, David. Way too much. Does that fit? Better. Yeah, it fits. And I'm going to just pull that through. Then I'm going to take my tiny attacher and ensure this with these little thingies. There we go. There is my little tag. Ready to go on there. So I've got December 6 already stamped out on my paper as part of my preparation, and I'm just going to trim that out. No, nothing special. I just want that to. So that's consistent throughout my whole journal. I'm using the tag for everything that I'm doing. So that's going to be on there. Now I'm going to grunge that up, but I also want. What I'm also doing is create a tag with my Dymo Omega saying, and that, what was the prompt? It's handy that I've got them in here. Create a tag. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grunge this up using frayed burlap. And I'm going to put that on there. Create a tag. So my tag is done. What I'm doing is just going around. Does this do anything? Yes, it does. With the frayed burlap to actually know what I'm doing. Sorry, changing my mind. I'm going around with the black soot because that's what I did with the tiles. Yeah, that's better. And putting the black back where I trimmed it off, actually. There. Different, right? So using my art glitter glue, what else? I'm attaching this to the page. At a slight angle. Do you know what? I don't like this. So I'm trimming it off. There. That's better. And there's my finished page for December 6. Create a tag. I love this tile effect with the collage paper made by me. Yeah, have a go at it. It's fun making these little tiles. So that was December 6. Hope you like it and love to see you for the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.